and in order for us to be better poised to respond to those problems. And so what we have done is developed a process within the Sheriff's Department called CompStat, short for computer statistics. And it's using computer data in which to evaluate crime trends, crime patterns, make suspect links, and time frames of when things are happening, and then developing very specific strategies to respond to those. And it's been very, very successful for us in that regard. Every Thursday we have CompStat meetings where our crime analyst as well as representatives from all of our department, including myself, sit down and we talk about what were the crime activities happening in the county of Yuba, and then develop very specific strategies to respond to those problems that are occurring as well. The three strategies that tend to evolve out of those are either through an enforcement strategy or a prevention strategy or addressing the quality of life issues in our community. And the quality of life aspect of it is that taking the approach, and we view ourselves as kind of the tip of the spear in this regard, and that is where there's blight, where there's graffiti, where there's decay, where there's trash, where there's junk cars in the yards, it signifies or communicates to the criminal element. The police, the law enforcement doesn't care, the community doesn't care, so that crime can run rampant there. So we're addressing those issues, and we've had again some tremendous successes in that regard. Where one particular, as an example to illustrate the point, and this has been replicated throughout the county with equal success. We've had one particular apartment complex that was just run over with gang and drug activity going on. Good residents living in there trying to make their way through life as best they can, found themselves really afraid to go out, wouldn't let their children out or anything like that. We targeted that based on the crime analysis of what was going on. We literally went from about 2 full pages a week of reported crimes and crime reports coming out of that place. But through enforcement strategies of arresting about 22 individuals over a pound of methamphetamine, about half of those 22 prosecuted federally. We then followed up behind that enforcement action with the prevention action. And working with our crime prevention officers, identifying the landowners and the property managers, working with the landowners to replace half of the managers that we found during an investigation were responsible or participating in the criminal activity going on in there. And working with the good residents as far as how to report crime and how to take some safety measures to better protect themselves. We took it also from the third prong of the quality of life issues, and we worked with them in the sense of improving lighting, working with code enforcement, the building department, health department, the fire department. We conducted inspections within these various apartments as well to make sure that they were adequate living for the people there. And trimming back the shrubbery in such a manner that we could see in when we came driving into the area. All of that to just kind of illustrate briefly, the point being, we went from 2 pages a week to over the last 6, 7, 8 months, most we've ever had in any week period was 1 to 2 reported crimes. And all of the riffraff is no longer in there. The same has happened elsewhere. Again, just simply addressing the quality of life issues is truly changing the aesthetic value and renewing a sense of pride in a lot of these pockets of our community that have been kind of overrun by, again, blight, crime, and problems. So we're very proud of that. Now, I certainly am going to cite you a little bit of kind of where we are crime stat-wise, which I thought might be worthwhile. For 2009, January through September, compared to where we were the same 9 months of 2008. And again, I don't so boldly stand here before you and tell you that I take sole responsibility at the Sheriff's Department, that everything we have done has caused crime to go down. There are certainly other factors and influences that kind of relate to that as well. But we do think what we've employed and what strategies we are putting into place certainly is making a difference, and it does have an influence on it. And what we're finding overall that at this point, the first 9 months, our crime numbers that we report to the state and the federal government, violent crimes down 19%, property crimes overall down 26%, with overall the crime rate, as we're tracking it right now, is down about 25%. A few other little categories in there as far as burglaries, we're rating them right now as down 35%. Larceny or general thefts down 21%. So when you take all of those together and you put them together, we're about 25% of where we're tracking right now. So again, we're continuing to press in on those strategies. We think they work. We're trying to replicate those, again, as often, as effectively as we can. The last I just kind of wanted to mention to you, there's so much going on at the Sheriff's Department. I would ask you, if you haven't had an opportunity, check out the Sheriff's Department's website. We have the last two 2007, 2008 annual reports that are attached in there, and it gives you a great overview of a lot that's going on in the Sheriff's Department within those annual reports. And we have recently revised that whole website to be more interactive with you, the community. The most popular site that's on there is inmate listings. On the Sheriff's Department website, it will tell you everybody that's in custody in Yuba County Jail, what they're there for, if it happens to be a loved one, when their visiting hours are, those kinds of things, and it is automatically updated through the computer every 10 minutes. So you're pretty much getting it real time with people coming and going out of the Yuba County Jail. And one other thing I just wanted to mention as well, it's available to you and is available through the Sheriff's Department website, is we have acquired a grant called a SAFE grant, Sexual Assault Felony Enforcement Grant. And it is used to help offset overtime and other equipment issues to track the sex registrants in our community. And through that grant, we were able to acquire a program called Offender Watch. And go to the Sheriff's Department website and click on Offender Watch, and it'll guide you through it. What you can do is go in there and punch in an address. Maybe it's your home address, maybe it's a school, maybe it's as many addresses as you want. And it'll tell you currently, within a mile radius of the address you entered, how many sex registrants and who they are living within a mile radius of that address. If you have the ability to receive an email, what it will also do is you can register yourself, and it will send you an email alert should a sex registrant move in within a mile radius of that address or addresses that you enter as well. So again, giving you information that to better protect yourself and arm yourself and be familiar with who these individuals are. We have very strong partnerships, and we recognize at the Yuba County Sheriff's Department that we don't have all the personnel, the resources, the manpower, and the money to make all things happen the way they should. So we have very strong partnerships with all of the public safety agencies, especially in the Yuba Sutter area. We work very closely together, whether it's through the Narcotics Task Force, the Gang Task Force, a number of things, with the Highway Patrol related to traffic issues, and we certainly have a strong one with the Wheatland Police Department as well. And whatever resources we have are theirs. And on occasion, Chief McCreary or his staff will give me a call, whether it's investigative support, whether it's SWAT team support, whether it's crime scene investigation support, and we on occasion, per their request, do come down and help them through those times. We're in this together. The criminals of the city of Wheatland are the criminals of Linda and Olivehurst and Yuba City, and vice versa. And so we are at a much better level now than we've ever been at sharing information, pooling our resources, and trying to really make the community the safest we possibly can. So with that, I just wanted to thank you all again, and I guess in the question and answer period, if you have any questions for me, I will be here. And Supervisor Abbey, I'll turn it over to you.